There's an old saying that says if you can't stand the heat, then get out of the kitchen. I don't know how you feel, but it's starting to feel like the Death Valley out here in Texas. So if you're like me, then I know the last thing you want to do is go in the kitchen and turn on the oven. Well, I have a solution for you today. We're going to start by chopping up some fresh baby spinach, some mushrooms, and some onions. I bet you're wondering why I'm putting spinach in lasagna of all things. Well, when my children were small, it's kind of hard to get kids to want to eat good, healthy vegetables. So my way of getting them to eat more vegetables was to tuck it inside of something that they actually like to eat. Lasagna was one of our typical meals. And so I began to chop spinach up and put it in the center of the layers because most of the time they didn't even notice that it was there. Of course, as they got older, they got, hooked onto my trick. But by then, they didn't care as much because they had gotten accustomed to eating that way. Let's add our ground meat to the pan and brown it along with our onions. Season your meat well. You're going to add salt, pepper, onion powder, garlic powder, and Italian seasonings. Once that's thoroughly mixed in, you can add your pasta sauce to the meat mixture. Any that you choose will work fine. I normally use a Crockpot bag. It just makes cleanup so very easy. Now it's time for the layering. You're going to start with a little bit of the meat sauce at the bottom of the Crockpot. Next, you're going to add a layer of your oven-ready lasagna strips. You're going to break those into pieces so that they can fit around the form of the Crockpot. Going to add a layer of Alfredo sauce. You're going to sprinkle it with the spinach and then some of the sliced mushrooms, and then you're going to add a layer of the meat sauce. Next, we're going to add a layer of the Italian cheese and also the mozzarella, but don't be too heavy unless you're a cheese fanatic. After this, just continue layering until you run out of product. Always be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you'll always have my most up-to-date videos. On that final layer, you're also going to add a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and some Italian seasoning to the top. A crucial step in this is to vent your crock pot. You don't want the water that the crock pot is creating to make the top layer soggy. It actually crisps up a little bit. Now you can cook this meal on low heat for about 3 hours, on high heat for about 2. You just want to make sure that your lasagna noodles are cooked all the way through. I hope you enjoy this simple meal. Stay cool out there.